Well, I just got to the train station at Jaipur, getting ready to head to Gujarat for the wedding. Um, View of the train station, and I kind of timed my departure so that I arrived like half an hour before my train left. But do yourself a favor. If it's a big old train station, you've never been there before, try to arrive at least like an hour early. Like, look at me, I'm drenched. I was like booking it. It's like the platforms are like spread out. There's so many platforms. Like this train station's got like 30 platforms. And so finding the one that I needed to be at was was pretty stressful. But I think I'm staying at the right spot. The other thing too, man, these things are awesome. Just to kind of quiet a little bit of the street noise. When you're like walking through like the markets and stuff. Like people honking their horns and like all that stuff. And I'm sure if I grew up here, I wouldn't even notice it. My tour guide yesterday was saying that you know in India, like to drive in India, you need four things: you need a good horn, good brakes, good eyes, and good luck. He's a funny dude. So yeah, this helps like just kind of dull the street noise a little bit. So I made it here. I think I'm standing at the right spot. That's the other thing. These trains are like a mile long, so you want to give yourself some extra time to figure out like what's your car and all that. So I think I found it. The train that I thought was mine just pulled out. So I don't know. This might be my final transmission. Anyway, wish me luck. All right, I'm on the train to to Gujarat, and I got a little bit of an upset tummy. It might have been that Indian food I ate, but the real problem is that on the train all they have is squat toilets. Oh yeah, that's the real. Not been looking forward to this. you know, I guess I am here for experiences, but when you say that, you kind of hope the experiences would be good ones. Oh my God. Wish me luck, people. Yeah, so in another first for me, apparently it's kind of normal here to open up the doors of the train while you're driving. Just kind of get a little fresh air. I can't tell you how many safety codes I'm breaking right now. Sorry, Mom. So had my little adventure with the squad toilet, and then I went into another bathroom on the train. Look what I found. Yeah, great. Well, still on the train, on my way to Gujarat. Hey, man, it's I gotta tell you, it's actually really nice to be able to open up the doors to the train and just like get the fresh air and the sunshine. I don't know why we don't do this more back home. गोपाल भाई जी तो भाई जी आपकी इज्जत ही देखो इज्जत दे दी Yeah, so I find that hanging out here in between the cars is like the chillest spot, you know? You got the doors open on both sides. Look at that. You just hang out here, like watching the world go by. Fresh air is flowing by. Feel the, the sun shining on you when you're standing right at the door. It's awesome. I feel kind of tired. I didn't have the best sleep last night. I did have a little nap when I got on the train, and I'm kind of hesitant to have like another one, just because I don't want to nap all day and then like be unable to sleep tonight, you know? So I think I'm gonna push through. It'd be nice if they serve coffees. I mean, they're coming along with chai from time to time, but the chai's got milk in it, and I don't know. After the tummy issues I've been having, I'm worried that I don't know, maybe it's the milk, you know, because I'm so not used to drinking it. I'm thinking like maybe that's what's causing me not to feel good. Oh, homie just moved. I think I can get dibs on this door now. Check it out. Feel like I'm a train hopper right now. Just riding the rails. Every once in a while, though, the train like shudders, like jolts, you know. I was like, oh shit, oh, okay. Yo, I figured out the secret. You want that Western style toilet. It's funny because I've definitely been hating on like Westerners who've been coming here, and I see them ordering like pizza or something. I'm just like, why are you even here, man? You know, you gotta get into it a little bit. But I am getting into it, but I do draw the line at some things, and those things are toilets. I want me a Western toilet. It's funny though. I was at one restaurant and they had a squat toilet, but it was a like a porcelain squat toilet. I'm just like that. It actually looked pretty sick. I'm gonna install one of those when I get home. You know, people are gonna come over to my house and they're gonna go up to the bathroom and see the porcelain squat toilet. They're gonna come downstairs and be like, "Hey Tim, if you don't want to hang out anymore, like you could just say." I'll just be like, I'm non-confrontational. That's how I end friendships. I install a porcelain squat toilet. Okay, read between the lines. Yeah, it's crazy. I just seen this girl, and she was, she's looking at the two toilets, right? And she looks at one, and then the other. She sees one of them says Western style, and then she goes into the other one. Like, who would choose a squat toilet when you know that there's like a toilet? That just baffles me, you know, that you would eschew a toilet that you can sit on comfortably. Woo! That you can sit on comfortably in favor of the squat toilet. Although, I believe it was Winston Churchill who said, "Why sit when you can squat?" Also, look at this guy. Look at this. Let's see this warning sign everywhere. You know, it's like a traditional skull and crossbones is the sign for like death. This is a sign for like warning, a fate worse than death. Oh, what, through here? Yeah, this is a portal to hell. And you know, 4 years ago, I was watching the sunset from a train when I was doing my cross Canada voyage. Now here I am, watching it from a train in India. I tell you, man, life's pretty sweet if you're into that kind of thing. So there's a app for the railway that gives you updates and stuff, which I can't download because the App Store thinks I'm in Canada. And then I was trying to watch a movie on my phone, but it wouldn't let me because it was like a Canadian app, it was CBC Gem, and it thinks that I'm in India, and it said content will not be played here. Um, so I guess the moral of the story is that the internet is stupid. So it's like after 10 o'clock now, most of the people in my sort of like bunk nook or whatever you call it want to go to sleep. And so they're laying down. So there's like no place for me to sit there anymore. So I didn't want to lay down because I thought I'd probably fall asleep and then probably wouldn't be able to sleep tonight. So I thought I'd come out here in the in-between world between the cars where I've actually spent a good chunk of the journey, and I'm just going to like hang out here for a bit, you know, have some me time. All right, so we're almost there. We almost done it. It's just one more stop. So Vadodara, trying to get that right, you know. I try to listen to how people pronounce stuff and then try to pronounce it the same way, like place names especially, you know. Vadodara, you know. Vadodara. You don't want to sound silly. If I was gonna do this 14-hour train journey again, I probably would have downloaded like a movie for my like on my phone. I mean, for the most part, I was like just enjoying watching the world go by, but I think it would have been nice to break it up a little bit more, with like kind of like a movie midway through, you know. Um, Also, I would have bought like a new book for the train drive. Like I did buy a book before the flight. It was like a Kurt Vonnegut book, but it's the Sirens of Titan, and like honestly, by about like halfway into the book, I was just like, oh, I am done, you know. Like I've read some of his stuff before, and I would be like, wow, that's really good. But this one, I mean, some of it was really good. Some of it kind of like has stuck with me, you know, at the beginning, like some of his lines and stuff. But then like towards the end, like, I don't know, it just seems kind of like rambling. And also like you can like start to lose trust in an author, you know, like lose trust that they're going to take you somewhere good on the journey, you know, that they're creating, you know, that like, just you start to worry that like on the next page they could just kill everybody and just do it in a horrible way, and it's gonna be this graphic, like depressing description, you know. And I started to get that feeling, you know, because I started to feel like no matter what he introduces, you know, the next page he could just destroy it and kill everybody and make me feel like shit. And I'm just like, you know what?
I think I'm over this. So I'm gonna leave the book on the train, and I'm gonna write like a little note in the front, just something like, dear reader, I hope that you enjoy this book more than I did. You gotta find somewhere to stick it, where someone will find it, but just not immediately. So like nobody grabs it, and throws it out or something. Let's see.
It's gonna look at that.
Monkeys are coming, that's why we have to cover it.
You covered to protect it from monkeys?
Yeah,
That's wild.
they all will eat.
Banana tree.
Yeah.
There's so many of them.
Second is just born.
That's a new one?
Yeah, 3 to 4 days. This is main part.
Okay.
First come this,
Okay.
and then after.
And then the bananas come. Wow, they look so skinny.
Yeah.
I've never seen them like that before. That's so cool. That's beautiful.
This is lemon. More.
Oh, these are lemons?
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that. How long till they're till they're ripe?
15 to 20 days.
15 to 20 days? Okay. So they're like small ones,
Yeah.
like they usually stay small?
This is initial stage.
Okay.
This is
Starts like that,
Then it will yellow.
and then it goes yellow. Those are beautiful. Wow. Cool. What up, y'all? I'm in Vadodara now. This is the facility where the wedding's gonna be. They're just kind of prepping for everything. Like, Indian weddings are massive, and the Indian wedding industry is as well to go along with it. So this is like a facility that's purpose built just for hosting weddings, and it's a hotel as well because there's literally hundreds of people who are gonna be coming to this thing. I'm super stoked, super excited to see, the place all done up and ready to go for when the event is happening. Can't wait.
Coaching to the students.
Okay.
Yeah, like my cousin, one of the cousin.
Yeah.
He used to work here. Now he moved to Canada. He's in Canada right now.
Okay.
Like he used to work for them for 1 year. There are a lot of jobs.
So, did not have a whole heck of a lot of time to do any recording yesterday. Yesterday was kind of really busy. We were kind of like prepping for the wedding, and a lot of Nityam's relatives started to arrive, and it's wild. Like, it's literally like 100 people, like family members. I don't even know if I have that many members in my family, let alone have any contact with them to invite them to a wedding. But they're all like starting to arrive from like all over, like India and like even beyond, like overseas. Like, there's one chick from Japan, like another from Germany, and all these places. So it's really exciting. They're putting everything together. And I hate to keep coming back to toilet paper, but it is, if you'll allow, sort of a recurring issue. Like it recurs at set times throughout the day. I stayed at Nijam's house last night. They didn't have any. And then, yesterday morning, they're like, okay, we're going to check you into the hotel now, where I am now. And I went in, just did a little peek-see in the bathroom. No. No toilet paper. They've just got like the hose, like it's a water hose that like people use, and I'm like, I don't know, my when you're used to a certain method, and that's what you've kind of been brought up with. That's what you really expect, I don't know, maybe I'll take the plunge and go for the hose at some point during this voyage, but my heart really, is set on toilet paper. So anyway, yesterday, me and Nijam's friend Prashant, we were just like driving around, and I'm just like, it's a little awkward. Like if I had my own time, I would have just like, figured out a way to like get there, but like everything was so tight yesterday. It's like, okay, Tim, we're doing this, and we're doing this, and we're doing that. And so it wasn't really time to like sneak away and find some. But I finally, like we're getting towards the evening, I'm like, hey, Prashant, kind of awkward, but could we go get some toilet paper? Like I know it's a little odd to be bringing it up, but it's what my heart really wants at this moment, And he's like, yes, we get your paper, And then we drove around, picked up a bunch of things like for some of the ceremonies that are happening today. And a couple hours later, I'm like, hey, Prashant, we still doing that? We still getting that TP? He's like, yes, don't worry, like we do it, And then we went back to Nijam's house again. And it was just like full of people. We had some amazing food. We were like hanging out and like, having a good time. And then like the evening rolled around and like I started getting driven back to the hotel. And I'm just like, well, I guess we didn't end up picking that TP, huh? But then like I reached into my pocket and like during dinner, I had grabbed like a few napkins, I mean, just to use as napkins, but they found another home, after that. So I've kind of looked at sort of like the map app to see if there's like kind of a place around where I could pick some up, like a supermarket, which I would actually love to check out. Haven't done a supermarket yet. And I do like going to supermarkets in different countries just to see how like different they are. So if I have a moment, I might be sneaking off to find one there. But other than that, I'm about to head down to breakfast. So, very likely I'll be, while I'm eating, I'll just be like grabbing napkins like off the table, like shoving them in my pocket. Hey, they're, I'll give them a good home.
I was just having a shower and I was thinking like, it definitely seems like folks around here are a little more like comfortable with themselves. Like you'll have ladies of like, any age, just wearing a sari, like, back or like midriff exposed. I know there's a lot of folks back home who, wouldn't be doing that. At the dinner party last night, like I saw my boy's grandpa, come out of the shower with just a towel wrapped around his waist, and he's just, he wasn't like, hustling to get back to the bedroom. He like stopped and hung out. He was like chatting to people like along the way. It was wild, man. Like, I don't think I saw my grandfather's torso ever. So it's just, yeah, it's cool, man. I think, more people could stand to be like, that comfortable. I think it's cool.
I hate when Westerners go over the top wearing local garb. It's unnecessary.
All right, so you can see all the preparations are being made still this morning. Still a bunch left to be done, I guess, but you can just sort of like picture what it's going to be like with all the people out here. I guess the grass is like a big part of it, like the lawn. The place is actually called like Same Lawn and Banquets, you know, so like lawn is right there in the name. So I guess it's like crucial to have some of the event take place on the lawn. Um, so, you know, it'd be kind of hard to imagine, you know, there being a hotel called like, you know, the Best Western like lawn, you know. But I guess it's kind of like a luxury here. You know what I'm saying? Like, not a lot of people have lawns. You know, a lot of people actually they tend to have their front yards like paved, you know, or like you know nice patterns in bricks or something like that. Just because I mean, tropical country, man. You know, we are very spoiled with the amount of rainfall and all that stuff that we get, you know, back in Canada. But I guess it takes the same amount of care to keep this going as it would like a golf course. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep it alive. You know. Anyway, should start having some breakfast soon. Look forward to that.
Yeah, they're missing is on.
कि मेरे को तो एक दिन ही रोना है बाद में तो उसने ही रोना है
Little masala on there. And the chilies. Okay.
So this is, you know, this is the typical Indian breakfast.
Really?
Yeah.
Looks good. Oh, happy boy. You're a little charmer. He's a little charmer. He's like, come on, who's got the good food for a good boy?
एक मेरे दोस्त ने
You're done? I'm done, yeah.
You did it?
I did, yeah. It was fun.
अरे नित्या एक पोज दे दे सब मिलता है
He looks happy.
Yeah.
Just did the turmeric ceremony, the haldi, which was really fun. As soon as so it started off you know, all the girls, you know, put the turmeric on him, and then the boys go next. And as soon as the boys started, it was just chaos. Like it was all of the Jump's friends, and they're just like grabbing it, like smashing it all in his face, and, like in his mouth, and, like on his hair. You know, you never should let boys, you know, take part in this type of thing. You know, it just all goes to hell.
There's another thing in this culture that's a little different, and that is the hand holding. So like here, dudes who are friends will hold hands, or like could be like walking down the street holding hands, or you know, just like sitting like at a cafe, you know, just hold the other guy's hand. And actually, when I was on the train coming here, like on the last stop before I got off, like I saw like you know, a meeting of two friends who hadn't seen each other in a while. You know, I could just tell from the body language. Like the guy like tapped the other dude on the shoulder. And it's like they're so happy to see each other, but then they lock hands. Like they're standing like this and like holding each other's hands and like just catching up. You know, and I was like looking over like in the corner of my eyes, like you know, just like looking into each other's eyes, like holding hands. You know, it was. It was so intense. I've never done that to anyone like in my entire life. I feel that like even if I propose doing that to like my girlfriend, you know, like she'd be like, you know, gotta say this feels a little too intimate.
This is something that I've seen over here that I've never seen before. So you know, you've seen your your barbed wire, you've seen your razor wire, but they've got shards of broken glass just like embedded into the top of the concrete on these walls. If I didn't know better, I'd think they didn't want me to go in here. Oh, that looks tasty. Special Indian gum. Okay.
Yeah.
Woo. Looks good. Woo. There we go.
So the wedding's going really great. We had some amazing food. I went inside. Everyone was like playing music on like a drum, and like my boy was dancing in the middle, and so like me and all his boys, we just ran in and we just started like dancing too, and it was wild. So the music was just like three different drummers just like playing like the drums like crazy, and I think I've got a new favorite kind of music. It's funny because my girlfriend's like always making fun of me that I don't listen to any music with singing in it. I'm like, I don't need any of them words in my music. Take them words out. But now I've got another thing that I want out of my music. It's notes. I don't want any more notes in my music. Who needs these notes? I just want the beats, man. Straight drums. It's funny. I didn't realize how religious Indian weddings were. I mean, I've always seen like the colors and the pageantry, but I didn't realize it was all like different rituals and stuff. So that part of it has not gotten distilled down to Western culture, I guess.
So I noticed that people's scooters had like these silver bars going like up, like across the handlebars, and I asked one of my friends here, like, what's that for, And he's like, well, they just had the kite festival, and people's kites can have fallen so that the line is running across the street. And it's made of a very like strong, like sharp material, and so you can be driving by on your scooter and not see it, and it can cut your head off. I'm like, holy shit! And I was like, I noticed you don't have one installed, and he's like, yeah. I'm like, oh my god. Okay, the party's still kind of going on in there, but I was starting to feel faint, so I had to eat. So I think this is it's called like a galubi or something. This is like a sweet. I think this is pao, which is bread. We've got the chana masala, and this is all the accoutrement for like, you know, your curries. You know, so you want a little bit of you know, sort of seasoned red onion. This is like pickle, and the pickle here is very different. It's got a really unique flavor. It's not like dill. You know, it's something else. Whatever it is, I'm a huge fan. And then we got some pickled chilies as well, which I'm super stoked about. Of course, the ubiquitous rice. This, I don't know what it is, but I'm looking forward to getting involved. Anyway, I'm starving. Let's get going. Oh my god, that food was so good. And like, one of these dudes who works here, like, he saw where I was sitting in my chair, and he kept coming over with more food. Anytime I finished anything, he like plopped like another one down, like more bread, more rice, you know, more curry. Eventually, I just had to move, because I'm like, he's gonna keep, like, he literally like topped me off like 3 times. I'm just like, I'm going to explode, you know. But delicious food. All right, so I've been hunting napkins all day. It's come to this. All right, so this is it. My final outfit for the wedding. I lost my glasses, so I picked these ones up at a little shop right there. And the Cham's boys took me out to get a lineup. I feel like I've seen DJ Khaled wear the exact same fit. Who wore it better? I've noticed that, like, sometimes if there's like an older dude, people will walk up, and when they're say hi to him, they'll bend down, like touch his feet, you know. And I think it's like a sign of respect, or like maybe, you know, you're getting kind of like a blessing, like off them, like, you know, some of their goodness is like transferring over to you or something. But then I noticed that, like, for some people, you don't bend all the way down. Like, you just kind of like half-ass and go down, just like tap them in the shins, you know. And what do we got there, man? Hey, looks good. Thank you. Yeah, Canada. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, so if he's, you know, if you're not thinking that you're going to be getting a good amount off this dude, you'll just like, it's not worth going all the way to the ground for this guy, you know. Just gotta like tap him in the knees, you know. And I wonder, like, how far that goes. Like, if there's someone who you're like, you know, Jerry, I'm getting nothing off him, you know. I might swat him in the nuts on the way by. Jerry's just like, thank you. Here is lunch. We got like a nice Gujarati dal here. It's kind of like a soup. I think this is like a deep fried, like, pepper with you know, with breading on it. Oh, and this. See, yeah, boys, this is how you're supposed to do potatoes. You know, we've been doing it wrong.
All right, one of the things that I've noticed as I travel is that people have different, like, hand signals that they commonly use, and sometimes they're unrecognizable. I've got a friend from from India, and I was like backing up, and he was going like, and I was like, what's this, And he's like, your blinker's on, I'm like, this is blinker? He's like, yeah. I'm like, does everybody, like, back home, did they do that? They're like, yeah, blinker, I'm like, okay, I can see it, blinker, and then a few times, like today, I've kind of been walking, and like someone's been like, hey Tim, like this, and I'm like, I'll just like keep on walking, like a couple of my buddies' relatives have done that to me, and and I just think they're like toodaloo, like hello, but then I realized like this means come here, They're like, what wave? I'm like, oh, like come here, Okay, I get that now, Well, do you know this hand signal? I think that's universal. That's the international language, man. This elevator plays the same song every time it goes up. And the wedding was awesome. My first Indian wedding. There's so much more to it than I could have imagined, I mean, I'd only ever seen photos of an Indian wedding, I guess, so it doesn't really show you like all the rituals and the traditions and all the little things that they do. Like, for example, it was the responsibility of me and the groom's other friends to protect his shoes when he took them off, because the bride's friends were going to try and steal them and ransom them back if they got a hold of them. So we did our duty, They didn't get those shoes, man. But yeah, it's been pretty wild. A wild couple of days. I know the bride and the groom are probably like exhausted. They're operating on like 4 hours sleep for the past 2 days. I'm pretty zonked myself, and I noticed that you could actually come up on the roof of the facility where the wedding was, so I thought, come up here and catch that sunset. Look at that, man. It's pretty beautiful. Also, I'm not a scientist, but I can't help but think that these solar panels would be more efficient if they weren't coated in filth. You gotta get that looked at. One of the funny things that happened a little bit earlier is when I was eating, I was like sitting like with my friend, and I was eating, and they've got like these servers who are kind of walking around like giving people more food and like water and stuff, and like one of them came and he was like standing next to like me and my buddy, and I just thought he was waiting to see like if we needed anything else, but then I looked up and I saw he was just like staring at me, and so I just like kept eating. Then like another server came and like stood next to him, and then a couple more joined. By the end, there was 5 of them, and they're all just like sitting there staring at me like this, like just just like watching me eat,
I've never seen like a, I don't know, a white dude like enjoying their food or something. I don't really know. And so at first I thought that they were waiting to see like if I liked the food, So I like took a couple bites and I looked up at them. I'm like, I get like it's good, and like no reaction from them. They're just like. They didn't care if I liked it or not, They were just they're just watching me eat it. I'm like, all right, man, you want to watch me eat? You can watch me eat.